Hello Outdoor Adventures, this is Mr. Amelie coming at you again with another Wild Edible Field Walk ID demo. We said before, you're going to be doing these as well, so just trying to model what we expect you to do when you go out and show that you know how to identify some plants. So this next one I'm going to do two in one because the one that I'm going to identify that is edible, wild grape, has a poisonous look-alike that is obviously not edible, so I want to do them side by side, and we'll learn a little bit about leaf arrangement, leaf morphology as well. So the one that I want to show you, I'm actually at the stadium here on the end of our high school campus. This is wild grape, and wild grape grows as a vine. You can see that it's growing along this fence right here. It happens to be this plant right here. You can see that the wild grape has a simple leaf. Simple meaning that it's a single leaf is attached to a stem, which is called a stipule, and it has a roughened portion here that attaches to the plant called a stipule, and this is actually called the petiole. So stipule is the roughened portion here, and this is the petiole. This leaf is edible, and it's often used in Greek cooking. They make grape leaf wraps, but obviously the more edible portion is the fruit, and I'll show you what the fruit looks like. Right here are some wild grapes. Now you see how they grow as a cluster that's kind of elongated and bunched, and the stems is very important for helping you identify it or distinguish it between its poisonous lookalike. The stem on this grape cluster is green. So simple leaf arrangement and green stem on the fruit stalk, and bunched up fruit almost like in a narrow cluster is the way you identify this one. It is an epiphyte, which is a fancy word for a vine, a parasitic vine. It actually can choke out trees. It's everywhere. If it was just growing on top of a tree without rooting itself into the ground, it would be a hemiepiphyte. Let me show you now what the poisonous lookalike is. It's called Virginia creeper, and you can see it's actually growing right in and amongst the wild grape. This is Virginia creeper. This is wild grape. So the Virginia creeper has a leaf arrangement that is compound. So I'm going to pull one leaf off of the Virginia creeper, and you'll see that it actually, this is one leaf, is made up of several leaflets that are arranged in a radial or round pattern. We call that palmate. Think of the palm of your hand, the fingers being the leaves coming out of the center. So a palmately compound leaf is a distinguishing characteristic of Virginia creeper. This would be the stipule down here, and this is the petiole. The fruit on a Virginia creeper is identifiable from the wild grape in that its stem is not green, it's red, and the fruit kind of grows more in a almost like a firework pattern, kind of in more of a spread out, less clumpy pattern. But if you eat these, you're going to get sick. So you want to be able to distinguish them from the wild grape. And again, they grow right next to each other, so you have to know what you're picking. But wild grapes can be made into jams, jellies, juices. You add a little pectin to thicken it up. But you can see it is a vine. Here are the vines coming out of the ground, growing up on this fence, and it has essentially taken over the fence near the football field here. So wild grape, simple leaf, and it has a green stem. And Virginia creeper, it has a palmately compound leaf that has a red stem on the fruit. Don't get them mixed up or you'll get sick.